Hello people, how's it going? Fed here. Welcome to my channel. Today I have a very special topic, one that a lot of people seem to pass by and not count as actual updates. Champion reworks. We'll be looking on the best reworks that Riot has released on the past year and how these reworks, both on visuals, lore and kit, brought these champions out of a dormant state into actual play. Well, that is before they were nerfed to the ground and they never saw play again. Let's begin. First of all, these reworks were so well done that if compared to their previous takes, they were godlike. Taric became from an enigmatic lore gap into one of the key personalities of protecting Runeterra. He was a Demacian high-ranking officer who abandoned his squad in order to search for shelter, and when he came back, he found his entire squad slaughtered by void monsters. When he returned to Demacia, he was seen as a traitor and thus was exiled. With his only hope of return, him climbing the highest mountain of Runeterra, Mount Targon, and fighting his true calling there. Despite all the difficulties he endured, he climbed the mountain and, up on the mountain's peak, he found cosmic wisdom. His entire body was imbued with the power of the aspect of stars. Now, a man reborn as one of the Preservers, the armada that protects the world from otherworldly cosmic threats, it's Taric's duty to safeguard beauty and life. Also, his gameplay kit was drastically changed, his abilities smoothened, his visuals drastically improved, and finally him having one of the best voiceovers in the entire game. His constant heals, shields, and ability to imbue all his allies with cosmic radiance, making them equal to him in strength, truly makes him one of the best supports in the entire game, and his lack of abilities to harm other people truly describes Taric's personality. A warm-hearted man that wants to protect people. My personal score for this rework is 4 out of 5. Then there's Poppy. A small yordle originating from Bundle City, this small girl was unlike other girls. Instead of playing with dolls, she preferred weapons. One day, she met a Demacian paragon wandering outside Bundle City, who was on a great mission to find Demacia's greatest hero. He took Poppy at his side and taught her how to wield weapons. One day, he told her that the hammer he has on his back is supposed to be the hammer of the hero of Demacia, a yet unknown figure that he must search and find. And after his death, Poppy took on his duty to find the hero of the hammer, the true hero of Demacia. But what the little Yordle doesn't know is that the hammer already has found its hero. Poppy's update was stunning. Her kit is that of a true tank. Her tenacious attitude is perfectly described on her W's passive. Her courage is shown when she can ram opponents multiple times bigger than her in a wall, and she beats them all with a hammer. But what I can't really understand lore-wise is the fact that her hammer somehow has the power to shatter Earth, throwing opponents hundreds of meters away. But hey, who cares about lore when it can look cool, right? Right? My personal score for this rework is 3 out of 5, but because Poppy has something unique in League of Legends than other champions, I'll give her a 4 out of 5. What's the unique ability she has? She has goddamn facial expressions which are perfectly done. Nice job, Riot. Now, my personal rework by far is obviously Rise. Rise was a mage running around on a secret diplomatic mission with his master Tyrus. a mysterious mage that had a scroll on his back, Tyrus would threaten anyone that tried to read his scroll, even Rise. After Rise found out the true purpose of their mission, his sense of duty greatly increased towards their task. They were collecting world runes, certain mysterious stones which were used to create Runeterra and can be used to unmake it. Several nations possessed some world runes, and the nations that had them threatened other nations with war. While some of the nations gave the world runes to Tyrus and Rise, some others refused. Greed eventually overwhelmed these nations, which led to a great conflict called the Rune Wars. These wars left Runeterra crippled, entire nations vanished over seconds. As time went by, Rise saw his master growing all the more desperate. Eager to use the world runes for the greater good, a maddened Tyrus tried to destroy nations that possessed runes and wouldn't hand them over. And it was at that moment that Rise knew Tyrus' true self was dead. Rise defeated his previous master and took the scroll and the runes Tyrus had in his possession. And within the scroll, Rise found something that the rest of the world shouldn't know. From that day, Rise roams the lands seeking for world runes. But, as Rise found on his journey, meddling with such powerful magical artifacts has increased Rise's strength dramatically and prolonged his life. But one can hold all this power for so long, and Rise knows the toll the world runes have on him, for he is sure one day he will end up like his master. Rise's kit is literally the best rework Riot has ever done in my opinion. It's fast, it's fun, and it rewards high skill levels. Unlike his previous reworks, which relied only upon basic knowledge of his combos. I give Rise's rework a 5 out of 5 for his beautiful kit, lore, and personality. Then, the most expected yet underwhelming rework of 2016. Urich. From a simple gravedigger that hasn't yet completed his purpose in life, Urich is the greatest enemy of the Shadow Isles. Once a peaceful monk that could communicate with the spirits of the dead, when the curse of ruination struck the Blessed Isles, all living beings in them died and merged into one soul. All except Urich. Urich had a vial of blessed holy water with him at all times. The mist tried to make Urich toss the vial away, but he resisted. Now, Urich is the only living being on the Shadow Isles. He has figured out that the only way to defeat the Curse of Ruination is by using it against itself, fighting fire with fire. He resurrects the bodies of his fallen foes and uses them against the curse itself. Also, Urich's cape is literally the curse hanging onto him trying to consume him, only contained by the holy water hanging from his throat. But Urich only limits the curse to himself, and Urich can as a last resort unleash the mist from his cape, summoning the spirit of the curse, the Maiden of the Mist, to feast upon his foes. But Urich has no control over the mist itself, as shown on his ult. But thankfully, Urich only serves as a catalyst for the mist, and if Urich dies, the mist disappears with him. For it did not, it would feast upon the entire Runeterra. Yori's rework kit is awesome, from a lore perspective that is. It perfectly portrays Yorick's ability to summon the dead and the mist, and I think his voiceovers are one of the best in the game. But due to the fact that his kit is mostly boring and really one-sided to play, I'll give him a 3 out of 5. And finally, Cassiopeia. She was the daughter of an Oxian general, a beautiful and elegant woman. She would use her natural gifts to get what she wanted out of people, unlike her sister Katarina, who used her strength. Cassiopeia found herself later in her life in a Suriman tomb, and after she betrayed all of her allies and Sivir in search of great power, she was deemed as a hateful human and was granted the form she truly deserved, that of a cunning serpent. Her form abhorrent and grotesque, her innards filled with poison, and with a stare that can turn people into stone, Cassiopeia's current form perfectly portrays her cunning and backstabbing nature. But her kid, while portraying her poisonous and toxic nature, it's not portraying the way she acts and fights in real life. I rate her an 1 out of 5 in lore rework, but a 4 out of 5 in terms of kit, so it all sums up into a 3 out of 5. Thanks for tuning in for another video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, comment what you'd like to see next, and I would really like it if you could subscribe, as it gives me huge motivation to make more content for you guys. It's been Fed, and see you guys next time.